Hey guys! How is everybody tonight? I see Mystic Emerald and King Sarah's Unbound God. Hi, hi! I'm doing pretty good. It is Danganronpa night. And as we know, I love Danganronpa. And it is time for an investigation and a trial. Redemption? What do you mean redemption? You're doing good yourself just snacking on red velvet funnel cake. Why do you always have the bestest snacks?
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
What the hell was that?
What?
Ah, that's right. You were unconscious during Sayaka, so you don't know about it. You got past the first gym in your platinum Nuzlocke, but lost Starly to an Onyx? Oof. What you just heard was the body discovery announcement. Apparently, when 3 or more people discover a body, an announcement plays to let everyone know. I imagine it's so that the search for the culprit can proceed fairly for everyone involved. Proceed fairly? The body discovery announcement? Then Chihiro really is...
Naturally.
dead. Yes. Before you start screaming your head off, go round everyone up. It seems another game has begun. Another life or death game to uncover a killer. Ooh. Taka bolted out of the locker room. Gives everyone some red velvet funnel cake and joy. Yes, but I want actual red velvet cake. Like this consolation prize of getting it handed to the chat. I see how it is, King Saris. Unbound God. Lord of the food room. As everyone made their way to the scene, it felt as if no time at all had passed. It was like my sense of time had just taken wing and flown away. When I finally came back to myself, I saw everyone had the same look of confusion, fear, and anger. We all just stood there, gathered around Chihiro's body.
Damn.
Damn, I couldn't keep her safe. So there's another victim! Which means we are now in the same position once again. Yeah, but... I can't eat virtual food. Fuck, man.
What
What the fuck is this?
What?
It's a dream. This is a dream. It's all just a dream. Hey, it is trial time. It is, well, investigation, I suppose, if you like. Investigation and then trial. We're gonna fit it all into the night. In fact, I haven't even been born yet. I don't have any memory of ever being alive. Shut up. Oh boy. So this is the girls' locker room. The mastermind must have been watching as Chihiro was killed. They know what's happened, and they're still forcing us to go through with this. The word bloodlust is written on the wall in blood.
So...
I don't think it's any kind of dying message. It's just too strange. But you know, the thing about writing bloodlust in blood, doesn't it sound kind of familiar? A murderous fiend who kills again and again using a bizarre and brutal method. And at the scene of each crime, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. They're like a ghost, attacking suddenly, then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. And what nickname did the internet give to this mysterious serial killer?
What?
Genocide Jack! Genocide Jack, the murderous fiend whose grisly attacks were famous all across the country. The ultimate murderous fiend, creating a reputation of abnormal, downright cruel killings.
What is this?
Then this is some copycat killer trying to imitate Genocide Jack's style? But why would anyone do that? Perhaps it's the work of the real Genocide Jack. The real? What? Are you saying Genocide Jack is here in the school? Did Byakuya ever appear in the third game? Eviolite.
No way!
There's no way! But going so far as to write bloodlust at the scene, I am surprised at their stupidity.
Well,
I can't imagine a worse situation than dealing with a stupid murderer. What is it now? Toko. Hina was pointing towards the entrance to the girls' locker room. Toko was the last to arrive, and now she was just standing there. No. Why? 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 She faded. That did not sound good. Toko! Hina rushed over to the collapsed Toko and started trying to shake her awake. Toko, are you okay? Come on, wake up! Mick Blue Eyes, hello, welcome in. Oh, that's right. I just remembered what she said about how she faints anytime she sees blood. Storms, welcome in. How are you doing today?
Oh,
So she is hemophobic. I imagine she does not watch too many horror films then. This isn't a violation of the rules, right? I mean, technically, she passed out somewhere besides her room. I'm pretty good, Storms. Playing my favorite game. We're doing the thing. No, I think it should be okay. The regulations prohibit sleeping, like on purpose. So she didn't faint on purpose. Doesn't count? Gotcha.
just a second.
Toko, can you hear me? Hey, you gotta wake up. As if she'd heard her, Toko suddenly shot awake. As in, she literally jumped up from where she was laying. It was such a strange reaction, I was at a total loss for words. She leapt straight into the air, changing her stance as she did. In no time flat, she was just standing up. Ignoring the physical contortion she had to go through, her motions were totally haphazard. Huh? What? Sorry about that. I was just so shocked, you know? It happens, right? Was I the only one? Toko? Are you okay? I'm fine, I'm fine. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead?
What the heck?
She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back, a top inning and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies.
Well,
This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different. It's getting late for you? Well, I appreciate the lurk, Storms. No, everything's fine. At least the stutter's all gone. That's a good thing, right?
I see.
It's clear to me that everything's not fine. Your eyes seem strangely vacant. It might be best if we take her back to her room for the time being.
so,
I don't mind taking her, but could someone help me? If you need help, I don't mind. Taka, could you help me? Huh? She totally ignored me. Eviolite. Hey. Very well. You can take care of the girl, and the rest of us can begin the investigation right away. Can I assume nobody has a problem leaving Sakura and Mondo on guard duty again? Hold on a second. Rushing to an investigation? The mastermind isn't behind that. After what happened last time, surely you realize that.
Don't make me repeat myself.
There is no question that Chihiro was murdered by someone among us. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Of course.
Right is right! take it as a bad thing. It's just a fact of life. Because that's how graduation works. Then it's happened again? Is that what you're saying? Then another one of us killed a fellow classmate? What? Does that freak you out? You guys got no balls, you know that? Is there just nothing down there at all? Well, I'll let you parade of mine if you want. Yeah! Actually, I don't have any there either. Sorry.
Stop talking.
Stop monologuing and give us what you came here to give us. You did bring it right. I sure did, chum.
It's the Monokuma file!
Allow me to present the next Monokuma file. I know how much you must be looking forward to it.
See ya later!
So please do your tippy-top best on this investigation. Ooh, Jess. Typo. What? Advanced Warrior, what? You hope I've been well? I have been well. How have you been?
No way!
Do we really gotta do another investigation? Examining the corpse of one of our friends? Having to suspect all our other friends? Oh.
Why?
I hate all this. I can't take it anymore.
Oh,
I hate it too.
Help me!
I've had enough. I'm getting out of here.
Hey!
Where do you plan on going? There's nowhere to run.
Such ignorance.
Just accept it already. After all, blood is just a liquid. A dead body is a simple object. You are very enthusiastic about all of this, are you not?
Naturally.
Oh, thank you. How can I not be? If we don't unmask the culprit, we all die. That's true, but to jump into it so soon.
What?
What? Do you want to die?
Such ignorance.
Fine. Then go off and die somewhere. Right now. Go ahead. You're a waste of space.
Damn you!
A dead body is an object?
Piece of shit!
Chihiro wasn't an object. Show a little respect or I'll beat some India. But Yakuya do kind of got a point.
Calm
so does
down.
Mundo, though. Everyone stop bickering. Listen, there's some truth in what Byakuya said. Kyoko!
Because
If we don't solve the mystery and find the killer, our own lives are forfeit. And if Byakuya is right, the Genocide Jack is somehow the one who killed Chihiro,
that's right.
then unless we do something, more victims could start piling up. What? Forget more victims. If we mess this up, we're all dead meat.
Hey! Hey!
Hold on. If that's your worry, you don't gotta worry any longer. In any one killing game, the guilty party may only kill a maximum of 2 people. What? I don't remember any rule like that. Oh, he meant they should
Actually-
investigate. I just came up with it. I mean, if one person went around and killed everyone, your lovely student life would be all over, right? The new rule has been added to the regulations menu.
So then...
In that case, why not limit it to 1 person?
Hey,
Well, in a good mystery, you don't want to miss out on the potential of a serial killer angle. You gotta get back to work? We'll have fun at work, and maybe we'll catch you later. Just one would totally commit murder that possible. Just one would totally murder that possibility. Okay. Sorry, the words there didn't make any sense to me.
punishment is waiting for
Farewell
you.
for now. I'll catch you guys at the class trial. I can't say I understand his thinking, but if we can kill up to 2 people, then one more person's life could still be in danger. Which is
Interesting.
definitely not good. We need to uncover the culprit before something else happens.
You son of a bitch!
You need to shut the fuck up.
So,
Well, for now, Taka Taka and me are gonna drop Toko off at her room. Nice! I'm gonna get dropped off.
There is nothing to be done.
We have no time to stand around here. We must begin our investigation. Toot sweet. If we do not solve the mystery of who killed Chihiro,
Is that okay?
then we will quickly follow her into the afterlife. That's true. I hate this, but if I want to survive, me and everyone else, we have to do it. We don't have any other choice. First of all, better check the Monokuma file to see exactly what's going on. The victim was Chihiro Fujisaki. The time of death is estimated to be around 2 a.m. The body was discovered in the girls' locker room on the second floor of the school. The cause of death was a blow to the head with a blunt object. She was killed instantly. That's all it says. Well, it's not like there's any point in complaining about it. No matter what, I gotta do what I gotta do. Hey, Makoto, do you have a second? Huh? Did you need something from me?
Naturally.
Of course. Life without purpose is quite dull, you know. So what did you need? I'm going to let you cooperate with me during my investigation. Huh?
What?
You're like Luigi won by doing nothing. Eviolite. Yikes. I'm purchasing your talent. The same talent which allowed you to solve Sayaka's case. Solve? No, I just...
Stop talking.
You seem to have some limited use, which is why I've chosen you. You have the honor of contributing to my investigation. So you're inviting me to come along with you? You're doing it in the most arrogant way possible, though.
Let's go.
Now then, shall we get started? But... We need to get moving. There's no more time to be standing around. I don't really know what just happened, but it looks like I'll be working with Byakuya on this one. Why is your avatar still in the background? Because it stays for quite a while, as long as you're, like, lurking. She took her time examining Chihiro's corpse. She poked and prodded, going over every inch of the lifeless body. You're a very strange woman, you know, being able to touch a dead body with absolutely no trouble. She seems to be concentrating pretty hard. It's like she can't even hear us. I use this locker room all the time. Now it's become the site of Chihiro's death. But why was she killed in the locker room? Actually, if you think about it, she could have been killed somewhere else, then carried here. She was very light, that is true. It wouldn't be hard for someone to carry her. But still, well, I still think she came here on her own by choice. Panda, that's lovely to know. What makes you say that? She'd been talking a lot lately about how she wanted to get stronger. So you're saying she came here to exercise? But according to the Monokuma file, apparently she was killed around 2 in the morning. Would she really have been exercising that late?
Perhaps.
Hina and myself are usually in the locker room during the day, so she was probably avoiding it then. Avoiding it? Although we invited her to join us more than once, she never showed up. So I can only assume she was trying to avoid us. And instead, she came to exercise in the middle of the night?
However,
Perhaps. It's difficult for me to imagine she would have come alone. She did want to start exercising, but she specifically mentioned she couldn't do it by herself. She needed support from others. Panda, you know where the exclamation mark is. You know how to do it yourself. So you're saying she could have come in here in the middle of the night to train in secret? But that she also would have come with someone else? It's a possibility, I think. Ooh. Dude had a real complex about being weak. You heard Chihiro talk about it, right? I need to get stronger. Yeah, I do remember she said that more than once. Sure did. Which, I guess explains the trip down here. But, did she really need to get stronger that badly? You already mentioned it, but she was a girl after all. Most girls aren't that strong. I don't know, man. Haven't really thought about that stuff. The cause of Chihiro is complex. I can't help wondering what it might be. You shouldn't feed fish Cheetos. At all. If you have time to talk, you have time to start investigating. Ew. There's a fresh blood stain on the carpet. It must have been spattered with blood during the murder. There's a dumbbell on the floor, and this is a blood stain. There's a blood stain on the dumbbell. The Monokuma file said a blow to the head with a blunt object is what killed her. Does that mean this dumbbell was actually the murder weapon?
That's right.
I don't imagine it could have been anything else. You think your autocorrect is crazy? Yeah, your autocorrect is looking really crazy. Now I believe it's about time for us to move on. Huh? Already?
What?
New clues won't magically appear by standing around here. We need to check every aspect of this case. That's true, but
Let's go.
if you're satisfied, let's hurry up and proceed. He's so pushy. I got caught up with the wrong person this time. So, this is our next location. Huh? This place is related to the investigation? Figure it out for yourself. It's no fun if you don't, right? Let's see. We're just gonna kind of click around. That's not even the scene of the crime, idiot. If I remember right, this card reader is meant to work with our handbooks, right?
What?
Do you have an issue with it? If so, you should take it up with Monokuma. He said that, then quickly and sharply clapped his hands together.
Did you call for me?
You called for me? Hey, Cherry, welcome in. I don't understand what Panda's going on about. Has he been domesticated?
That's right.
It seems that Makoto has a question for you.
You need something?
Sure, what's up? Well, it's just about this card reader.
Yep.
Yes, the card readers have all been designed to interface with each of your handbooks. You can only enter the locker room corresponding to the gender listed in your individual handbook. And it's impossible for two people in a row to go through while the door is unlocked, correct?
Unbelievable.
If there were sort of exotic terrorist on the prowl, the ceiling-mounted Gatling gun would initiate a Swiss cheese slaughter. I think Panda's keyboard is having a stroke, a keystroke. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. Nah. And the school regulations prohibit anyone from lending someone else their handbook, correct?
Of course.
Correct. So then, that means only girls can go into the girls' locker room, and only boys can go into the boys' locker room. Panda, are you okay? Hey, Orange Bow Flareon, welcome in. I think Panda's keyboard is having a keystroke, as Eviolite made the hilarious joke that made me turn it into a pun. I'm cracking up over here. Sad moment? I can't even see what those are, Panda. That means only girls can go in the girls' locker room, and only boys can go in the boys' locker room. In other words, Chihiro's body being found in the girls' locker room means... Hey, Makoto, I can see right through you. See right through me? Allow me to tell you what you're thinking. Since Chihiro was found in the girls' locker room, the killer must have been able to get in there.
So, in other words,
As such, the killer must be one of the girls. Did they get it right?
such ignorance.
What, Cherry, what? I'm so confused at what's going on in chat right now. Good lord, you're simple. But am I wrong? Alright, we're gonna have to we're gonna have to keep the chat in English. I don't understand whatever language it is you're speaking, and therefore I can't moderate it. And I don't think any of my mods understand that language, therefore anything further that's not in English is gonna get deleted. Loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. Only the act of loaning a handbook is prohibiting. Borrowing someone else's is perfectly fine. I would expect nothing less from the prodigal son of the noble Takami family. So you managed to sniff out the loophole in the regulations. Knowing you, I bet you created it on purpose, didn't you? To add a little more excitement to things. You're treating me like a puny little appetizer instead of the main course that I am. Now then, since the dead can't actually talk, they're not people anymore. They're things.
Yep.
No, Panda, we're keeping it in English. Completely in English. Because Panda's talking in other languages and we're not doing other languages. Get it? Got it? Good. Wait, hold on. You're saying that's a loophole, but in order to borrow something from someone, then that means someone would have to loan it. So,
Why you?
So sleepy. Just listening to you makes me want to pass out. Be more like Byakuya and get your poop together.
Unbelievable.
Or else I'll charge you with criminal negligence. No more questions. Figure out the rest your own damn self.
That's fine.
Well, I know you are unfortunately lacking in mental faculties, so I'll fill you in myself. Let's head to the main hall. The main hall? That'll help you understand what's going on. No, Panda. No Spanish. We came to the main hall. So, what are we looking for here? Does that mean I have to figure it out for myself? There's a mailbox here. Could there be something inside? It's an e-handbook. No, wait, there's 3 of them. But what are they doing here? So, you finally found them. Huh? Did you know these were here, Byakuya? I happened to find them by chance myself the other day. It seems there's a system in place where the handbooks of dead students get delivered to this mailbox. So then, these 3 handbooks belong to Junko, Leon, and Sayaka? You can go ahead and confirm it yourself. I immediately turned on one of the handbooks, and when I did... You're right. This is Sayaka's handbook. Now do you understand? This is the key to the loophole that I revealed earlier. Yeah, I feel like I'm starting to get it. You should pay closer attention to the regulations. The answer has been in front of your eyes the entire time. Loaning your handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. Only the act of loaning a handbook is prohibited. Borrowing someone else's is perfectly fine. Emojis are fine. I see. Yeah, now I understand.
What?
Hold on a second. What's wrong?
Very strange.
That's strange. One of the handbooks won't turn on. Is it broken? Whose is it? The other handbook showed Junko's name when I started it up. Oh, The other notebook showed Junko's name when I started it up. Then the one that won't turn on must be Leon's, right?
I see.
It would make sense, yes. After all, he did get pummeled with dozens and dozens of baseballs. Pummeled with baseballs. The memory of it came flooding back. The cruel punishment which led to Leon's death. The execution that the mastermind concocted. A cruel, heartless death. You're right. It wouldn't be surprising for the handbook to break during that kind of assault.
Damn it!
Hey! Hey! Hey, 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 hey!
No!
Hey! What? That e-handbook is essential to student life here. Crucial, integral, instrumental, a super big deal. There's no way it would break that easy. But it did.
That's impossible!
If I say it wouldn't break, it wouldn't freaking break. It can withstand up to 10 tons of pressure, and it's waterproof up to 100 meters, okay? I don't care how many baseballs you hit with it, it wouldn't do crap. Oh, but, even my amazing handbook does have one single weak point. It does?
I can't hear you!
But it's a secret. I wouldn't want you to go breaking any more handbooks.
What?
Then Leon must have broken it somehow without realizing what its weakness was, right? Hard to say. You know what I think? I think his handbook isn't actually broken.
What?
But you may ask, how could that be? Leaving the question hanging in the air, Monokuma disappeared. What just happened? Monokuma said it's not broken, but it's an undeniable fact it's not turning on.
That's fine.
Well, I don't see any connection to the case, so it doesn't matter. For now. Use it to divide by 0 and it short circuits you. Like, that's funny. You think so? Either way, something about it still bothers me. Okay then, this should be enough to get things rolling. Let's begin our investigation in earnest and track down the true culprit. Yeah, we need to find out who killed Chihiro. To be exact, not quite. Huh? Not quite? What do you mean by that, Byakuya? To be exact, not quite. Certainly, I want to reveal Chihiro's killer, but more precisely, I want to discover the true identity of Genocide Jack. Then, you really think? You really truly believe Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Absolutely. I have no doubt that Genocide Jack is the culprit in this case. That murderous fiend is Genocide Jack, right?
What?
There's nobody else it could be. A murderous fiend who kills again and again using a bizarre and brutal method. They're like a ghost, attacking suddenly, then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. And what nickname did the internet give to this mysterious serial killer? Genocide Jack. They say he's killed thousands of people, but that's gotta be an urban legend. Still, could one of us really be a demented psychotic killer like that? Okay, Panda. Bye. You're not wrong to wonder. But words mean little right now. I have something that will prove it, and I can show you. What do you... Oh, right. We're gonna go...
Don't make me repeat myself.
And I have a basis to believe that. I assure you, Genocide Jack is one of us. I don't want to know what Panda was saying, Eviolite, honestly. Sometimes, guys, chat, I'm going to be level with you. Sometimes Panda scares me just a little bit. I mean, Monokuma's a bear. What if Panda's his cousin? Is there really proof? There's somewhere I'd like to take you. This will provide all the evidence you need.
It's all clear now.
Evidence that Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro. Evidence? Does something like that really... Ah, hey you two. Big trouble. Need your help.
I don't have time to play
We're
with
busy. Leave us alone.
I mean,
But it's an emergency. Emergency. Come on, please. You gotta help me.
please.
That's right, Evilite. Topics you should never delve into. This is a serious emergency. Please, please. You gotta help me. Just calm down, okay, Hina?
I mean,
But it's an emergency! An emergency. What happened?
well,
Something's wrong with Toko. She's acting super strange. Well, I mean, she was acting pretty strange earlier, right? What should we do, Byakuya?
Very strange.
Since it's Toko, I must admit, I'm intrigued. I suppose we can take a second to see what's going on with her. Are you sure?
Don't make me repeat myself.
I didn't expect that. I thought for sure he'd just say no and that'd be the end of it.
yeah.
Okay, come on, hurry! Wait for us, Hina.
Let's go.
It looks like she's headed to the dorms. To Togo's room, most likely. You're right. What's slightly sus, Cherry? You guys are too slow! I think you're just too fast. So, what's this emergency?
So,
Well, after what happened in the girls' locker room, we left Toko in her room so she could lay down. After a while, we came back to check on her, see how she was doing. But when we did, it was weird. She refused to come out, and she just kept saying this weird stuff. Weird stuff?
That's fine.
We should try talking to her ourselves. Yeah, good idea. I may as well give it a shot. The door swung open, slowly and silently. Holy crap! An aura of negativity flowed out from behind the door, forcing a gasp out of me.
What? Oh, nothing. It's just that, Hina was really worried about you, holding yourself up in your room.
Hey, bacon person, we're not doing other languages. We've had to time out a few people already for not keeping it in English. But hello.
leave me alone.
Yeah, sure thing. But, could you open up, just for a second?
Won't allow it.
Well, thanks for, showing in.
Huh?
Won't let Genocide Jack have control.
And just like that, she slammed the door in my face. What was that? She's been acting like that the whole time. When I rang a little while ago... I'll drive out the killer. Drive out the murderous fiend. It doesn't make any sense, right? I was afraid to leave her in there alone, so I tried to bust down her door. But it felt like something was holding it shut on the other side. I couldn't even budge it. Toko was scared enough to even bar her door? Does she think the same thing as Byakuya? Does she think the serial killer Genocide Jack really murdered Chihiro? Is that why Toko's so scared?
But
Whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Isn't there anyone who might be able to persuade her? Hey, Byakuya, do you think you could ask her? To come out of her room, I mean.
That's fine.
Sure, whatever. Huh? You're gonna talk to her, Byakuya? Wow, I guess you can be nice when you want to. Byakuya stood in front of her door, not making a sound, and pressed the doorbell. After a few moments...
what do you want?
Leave me alone. You're all so annoying. Byakuya!
It's Byakuya.
I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry. Never again. Plot twist, Genocide Jack is Byakuya because he's secretly working for Monokuma. Ooh, interesting, Evilite. Interesting. And with that, the door slammed shut. Even Byakuya couldn't pull it off. There's nothing else we can do. Let's get back to the investigation. Hold on. Hey, Byakuya, what was Toko talking about just now? Something about a promise?
What?
Oh, I have no idea. Another one of her delusions, I'm sure. But...
Stop talking.
If I say I don't know, that means I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her. If you like, random crap is good content. You're not wrong. Oh, yeah, okay. I'll stay here and keep an eye on her.
Let's go.
Well then, let's go. Without waiting for a reply, Byakuya sped away. But Byakuya! And I hurried to catch up. I tried to talk to him several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything. He just kept on walking towards his destination. Finally, his feet brought him to a stop in front of a certain room. The library? Come on, let's go in. Is the evidence that proves it was Genocide Jack really in the library?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Don't make me say it again. You know what else is good content? Flavors. Interesting way of saying that, Jerry. I like colors. Goofy. Teddy bear. If I remember, on the other side of this door is the archive, right? Hurry up and go inside. Oh, here?
Let's go.
It'll all make sense when you're inside. Can Jerry get a beaver avatar? You know what Jerry does have? If I can spell. Whoa, there's so many books and files. And so much dust, too.
So, in other words,
I would say that there's enough value in this place to endure the dust. There's so many files stuffed onto the shelf. What's in all these things?
that's enough.
Those documents are dangerous. Dangerous? They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner. You mean like members of the Diet or something? No, I mean the ones with real power. The secret council controlling everything from the shadows. If you're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There are some very interesting people in there. You're just kidding, right? Am I? I'll just let it go for now. There's even a surveillance camera here. Huh? It's a desk lamp. Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw Byakuya using in the library before. The shadow government from Inside Job. Subscribe or I will make beavers fall from the skies, suffocating you in their cuteness. Cherry, you are something else.
What?
Do you have a problem with the lamp? It was here before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. There's a wooden box. It's empty. Although judging by the smudges in the dust, it looks like there was something inside. I wonder what it was. There was an extension cord plugged in there. It proved very useful while I was in the library. You gotta edit some RE8. Have fun editing. Have y'all ever seen the episodes of Gravity Falls with all the beavers? Here, I heave you light. Haha. An extension cord, huh? Yeah. This shelf is stuffed tight with files. Without really thinking about it, I picked one at random. Ah, you have a sharp eye indeed to select that file. Huh?
That's right.
That's the report on a presidential assassination. The original is kept at the National Library. It won't be declassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it. Without making a sound, I return the file to the shelf. There's a ton of thick files stuffed onto the bookshelf. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning. Those things are filled with graphic, disturbing photos from all kinds of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing any normal person wouldn't ever want to look at. Be careful. Huh? What do you mean? All those files are investigation reports related to different cold cases. Those are internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak. Oh? So, are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library? The entire reason I was interested in the library is because of this room right here. It's home to
Interesting.
classified government documents, police records, things no ordinary person would ever see. Isn't it magnificent? This can't be for real, right?
Such ignorance.
That's your guy's problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it a lie. Well, it's not that. It's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but, I mean, there's just so much. How could anyone have put all this together? I suppose it just goes to show how much power Hope's Peak truly wields. Or perhaps, the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. It's no use. I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? Still can't believe it. What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible.
What?
What do you mean, usually? Usual, normal, ordinary, simple. Those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what you consider usual is based off your common sense, right? But what makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here are genuine. I have reviewed them multiple times, so there is no doubt. Hold on a second. You're saying you've read all these documents, and more than once? But all this has to be like top secret confidential stuff, right? So why? My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty. Huh? Members of the Tagami family have access to any variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic. How is that possible?
So, in other words,
I already told you, there's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows. My family is a member of that council. And I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will. But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this world, backwards and forwards. So whenever I have the time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim, without a doubt, the materials gathered here are the real thing. This is beyond believing or not believing. Byakuya is starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind. And what always interested me the most were the cold case police investigation reports. Reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than one of a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. And among all those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf.
that's right.
This is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack cases has been compiled in here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin with, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. You're heading to You're heading to Wawa and you should just airdrop me some. Like, seriously, I miss Wawa so much. The first characteristic is that every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And the second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood, and the victim's body is suspended. Wawa is like a 7-Eleven or a convenience store or something, but they've got really good hoagies and sandwiches and milkshakes and coffee. It's exactly the same as what happened to Chihiro. Save your surprise. The best part is yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended. The only ones who knew about that particular fact were members of the police and the other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. Huh? In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew that aspect of each crime. You had a matcha lavender oat milk drink at Starbucks? I don't like the lavender this year. They changed the flavoring. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about this act of melting the victim. Now, if you recall Chihiro's corpse, her body was most certainly melted in this fashion. So, how could the killer have known about suspending the victim?
That's right.
That's the key question. Tastes like Fruit Loops with some sugar? I didn't think it tasted like that, but okay. But in fact, the answer is quite simple.
So in other words...
The culprit isn't a copycat killer. It's the real Genocide Jack.
In other words...
That right there is the evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself among the rest of us. Then, Genocide Jack really is? Such a brutal, fiendish killer really is walking among us?
Interesting.
Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become a part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two.
Such ignorance.
If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. Did chat get wiped out besides you since the avatars are gone? Yeah, looks like everybody's poofing. Let me check the avatars though. Sometimes it likes to disconnect too. Let's put them back up. I might have to restart the program. It looks like it's having some technical issues. We're gonna close this. We're gonna open it back up. I mean, it says there's only 3 people in here watching anyway, but okay, computer, it would be nice if you, there we go. Well, I appreciate it. And if you are enjoying the stream, don't forget to leave a like. Really helps with getting moving and schmoving and grooving. There we go. By the way, everybody, you see my new avatar thingy for me? I got that. I commissioned it from Aloe. It's really cool, right? Y'all should go commission Aloe. And go check out her channel. She's great, right? It seems like Stream Avatars doesn't want to work. Yeet. We'll give it a few minutes, see if it works. Byakuya, about that Genocide Jack case file. Could you let me see it?
That's fine.
Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Feel free to look at it in here, but you can't take it with you. Byakuya handed me the file, and I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly, my hand stopped. I had reached the page where photos from the scene of each crime had all been collected. The names of Genocide Jack's victims ran for several pages. Ken Harada, 32. Tsuhiro Honda, 17. Shoji Gaku, 23. Kano Isai, 14. Takashi Yoshida, 30. Komatsuno Taro, Takafumi Gono, Uchida Naohisa, Takashi Masamune, Yuto Yumi Jima. There was no end to it. But one thing came perfectly clear as I read. All of the killers, countless victims, were killed and suspended in exactly the same way. And at the scene of every murder, the word bloodlust was left in the victim's own blood. Now, take a look at the next page and you'll find another interesting tidbit. King Ceres, Unbound God, you're going to have chocolate cinnamon dusted cream cheese stuffed muffins tomorrow for breakfast. Alright, hold up. Amazon drones. Where am I sending this drone to, King Ceres? Like, seriously? Now, look at the next page, and we'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page. Profiling results. All of the crimes took place either on weekdays at night or during holidays, either day or night. The most common time for killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there was any external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from a dissociative identity disorder. A way to someone's heart is food? Yeah, no kidding.
So in other words,
The key point here is that the culprit may well have a split personality. A split personality? Like the kind of thing you see on TV? So, I'm part of another totally unbelievable story. But this one is way more unbelievable than anything else up till now. Or maybe it really isn't. I don't know. I feel like my mind has gone numb.
let's go.
Alright, we should get going soon. Huh? Where are we going? Anywhere but here. We finished our business here, haven't we? Wait, Byakuya! As usual, Byakuya turned and left without another word. I hurried up out of the library to catch up. Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial. Huh? Just all of a sudden like that?
I don't have time to play
Come
with
on,
you.
enough of your annoying misinterpretations. Annoying misapprehensions, sorry. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time? Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own.
Goodbye.
Well, goodbye. And just like that, he was gone. Just as quickly as he'd asked me to join, he'd cut me off. And in the end, I felt like I was just some plaything getting tossed around. At the same time, I'd uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Genocide Jack, he's the one that killed Chihiro. And that murderous fiend is one of us. But who is it? I have to find that out, no matter what it takes. And to do that, there's somewhere I have to go investigate one more time. I have to go back to the crime scene, the girls' locker room. I should check the boys' locker room too. And the others might have come up with some info I might find useful while I'm at it. I need to find out everything I can. I'm gonna real quick, I'm just gonna close out stream avatars for like a few minutes and we'll bring it back up in a little bit. You told some of your friends what you're having for breakfast tomorrow and they were like, can we come over? I don't blame them. I want some. I can't even eat cinnamon like that.
Da 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 da!
Ding ding ding, Hifumi has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit.
I feel as if...
Another stat increase for me.
Evidence? What did you find?
I cannot reveal that just yet.
That's it.
But I
sure
guarantee
of
that
it.
what I found will steal the killer's breath from his lungs.
Are you sure about that?
Oh yeah. Ms. Ludenberg said she'd witnessed something worthwhile too.
Really? What did she see?
Well,
She
it
refused
would
to tell me.
seem-
It's like when a girl bullies the boy she likes, right? Right?
I know. If it's King Ceres, it's hard to resist. Dude, I honestly want to just like maybe we can figure out a way for you to like ship me some food, like an icebox or something. Like, I'll pay. Like, you make me hungry every night. Okay, so where's Celeste now?
The warehouse by the dorms. She was there, but at the same time, not there.
What's it gonna be? It's the bloodstained poster. The blood is the most noteworthy part, but the big-breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable too. A girl's locker room doesn't seem like the kind of place you'd find something like this. The word bloodlust is written on the wall in blood, just like in all those other Genocide Jack cases. At every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. I could feel the life draining out of my own body. It's a dead body. Chihiro's dead body. Hey, Kyoko, have you made any progress in your investigation?
Indeed.
Generally speaking.
However,
But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation? What is it?
well,
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. But
so then,
before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time. Thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts.
goodbye.
That's it. I'll be praying for your success. With that, Kyoko turned around and left the girls' locker room. I guess I'll take another look at the body then. And Chihiro's handbook is missing. That's definitely worth worrying about.
Damn.
Chihiro's presence here was especially weak. Her body and her soul.
No
To
forgiveness!
target such a helpless being, it's unforgivable. What a wretched beast would do such a thing. I cannot forgive this. Dude had a real complex about being weak. You heard Chihiro talk about it, right? Oh, I need to get stronger. Yeah, I do remember she said that more than once. Sure did, which I guess explains the trip down here. But did she really need to get stronger that badly? I think we've already done this. We did. We've already talked about this. Okay. Kyoko said I should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I do have my limits. Well, I'd better give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up in a kind of crucifix position. Huh? This rope has a plug? Wait, so then this isn't a rope at all. Did he just refer to her as dude? Is it perhaps how he refers to everyone or something more? Interesting, Eviolite. But the more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury was a blow to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right, there's the issue of her being suspended and the fatal blow. At first, I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. What does all this mean? Well, the one thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Chihiro. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit and look over again. Plus, it might help to look at the Genocide Jack case file one more time. Hey, Wing It! Dang it, Grandpa, you're gaming over here. Aria. Have you been over to Aloe's stream yet, Wing It? Maybe there's some kind of clue in the locker. Guess not. But I'll take my mono coins. Pretty good. Went to visit friends and going to work on a thumbnail for your stream, Nagara. Aw. You just got home? Okay. You'll never be able to unhear what, Cryo? There's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it? Huh, this poster. It's a popular boy band called Tornado. Somehow, it doesn't quite seem to fit in the boys' locker room. Oh, but wait, that reminds me. The poster in the other locker room is... That's right. There's definitely something strange about this. Why is the stain brown? In the boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band. And in the girls' locker room, there's a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model. Could the posters have been switched? But if they were, why? What reason would anyone have? Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little more about the locker rooms. That's offensive to the LGBTQ community. Danganronpa is similar sounding to Dang It Grandpa. Literally like 7 people have made that joke, hun. How is this the first time you've heard it? Alright, let's try putting the stream avatars back up. I'm opening it back up. Let's see. Dang it, Grandpa, why do kids keep dying? Ain't that right, Eviolite? You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura?
Of course.
I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Okay then, let me ask you something. Do you think the posters in the boys' and girls' locker rooms could have been switched?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I can't really say. I never really paid any attention to the posters. I see.
However...
But there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every time I finish exercising. We have protein coffee? In the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. I mix protein powder with coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day, I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room, and it left a stain. A stain? But I don't see any stain on the carpet now.
Of course.
Exactly. I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it unusually clean? As if there was never a stain here to begin with. Okay. Keep moving.
How unfortunate.
Could someone have switched the carpets or swapped much more? Maybe we should have confessed our embarrassing secrets after all. Damn it! I'm sorry, Chihiro. It's all because I wasn't strong enough. Celeste, what are you doing here? This warehouse is amazing. It has absolutely everything one might need to live a full life. From food, to clothes, to towels, there's an endless supply to choose from. I see that, but have you found anything related to the case?
Most unfortunate.
I knew you were going to ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself may misdirect you, but I see it was pointless. Then did you find something? Very well, I will tell you, and only you.
Actually,
Last night I saw her here. Chihiro was in the warehouse. What? Really?
indeed.
This was right before night time.
What are you doing out this late?
Oh, I was just...
Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
If there are no soft drinks and chips in the warehouse, we riot. There's at least chips in the, whatchamacallit, in the, Mono machine, right?
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
Yes, indeed.
I assumed she was merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken our rule, none of this ever would have happened. You get what you deserve, I suppose. So, apparently, she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anyone knowing. But the strange thing is, there was no trace of the track jacket or duffel bag Celeste said she saw Chihiro carrying, which would mean the killer would have gotten rid of it somehow. Let's see. What's this? It's a heat source for the sauna. Don't think it has anything to do. I'm just kind of being thorough, guys. The sauna time? Unfortunately not sauna time. Lockers. One of them is unlocked, but I don't see anything inside. Okay. Nothing new. Who else did I need to talk to? Oh, Hina, how's Toko doing? Same as before. She won't come out, and she just keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack. So I just left her there. You left her? My head was all swimmy, and I was getting pretty hungry.
Yeah!
Oh, but don't worry, I'm gonna head back as soon as I'm done eating. Toko's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her. Speaking of which, what are you eating?
Huh?
A donut, of course. Of course. There's two things I'm sure God created, outer space and donuts. My head was, well, she is the ultimate swimmer. Really? I bet Chihiro would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret. Aw, I should have tried to spend more time with her. What does that even mean? Well, it's kind of like brain fog, or like your blood sugar's low, or... Come to think of it, who did she spend time with?
Well...
Yeah, she was a bit strange. Didn't really hang out with the other girls much. It was like she was trying to keep her distance from us. Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Chihiro to exercise with you, she always refused.
Yeah, totally.
Yup, it's true. And it wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all the girls. Was she just shy? I don't know. She talked to the boys all the time. Isn't it kind of weird to be shy around your own sex, but totally fine with the opposite sex?
Ah!
Oh wait, maybe she was just used to guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right? You think so? I never really saw her as that kind of girl. Think there's anything in here. No.
Huh? Oh, hey, Makoto.
Hey, Makoto, what's up? I haven't been up to anything myself, that's for sure. Definitely haven't looked inside the mailbox. There's a mailbox here, and inside are Junko, Leon, and Sayaka's e-handbooks. It looks like the handbooks of any dead students are brought here to the mailbox somehow. The rule says loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. Only lending is against the rules. In other words, there's no problem with borrowing one. Also, it looks like Leon's handbook refuses to turn on. But according to Monokuma, it shouldn't be broken. Is this really unrelated to the case? Either way, something about it still bothers me.
Huh?
Is this the same line? Yeah. So, the first time I played this, they didn't have Byakuya lead you to that. You had to discover that organically, and I'm expecting that that scene there is something left over from pointing you towards the mailbox. Right, we wanted to get another look at the records. Ah, everybody's stream avatars are back. That's nice. There's a thick layer of dust on top of the desk. Maybe there's some kind of clue here. Guess not. Huh? The lamp won't turn on. Oh, I see. It's not plugged in. The lamp's cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet from here. You got on Byakuya's good side on purpose? It kind of leads you to that now. It didn't used to. So when they released copies that were actual... Yeah! The custom Neko avatar. You see it? Isn't it great? Aloe made it. I commissioned her to do the art for it, and it turned out fabulous. It's so cute, right? It makes me very happy. And since we're talking about it, I'm gonna drop her commission link again. The lance cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet from here. You should get money to commission people stuff. Yeah, you know, I'm actually going to be commissioning all sorts of, like, I'm going to do most of the emojis, because I kind of, at this point, expect that I'm going to be able to get to, members at the very least. And I'm kind of, like, I'm going to commission, emojis between Aloe and Aurelius. And, yeah. Pretty excited about that. So. Sorry, I was just peeking over at the stream over there because I've got it, like, running on my phone. And apparently, like, everybody is spamming the Cloudbot redemption. Custom emoji of Neko on a catnip high. Right? But last time I saw it, it was definitely on, and it was definitely right here. Oh, that's right. Byakuya was using an extension cord. But there's no extension cord here now. I wonder if... Chill lo-fi beats to solve murders too. Sky Owl, welcome in. I want to take another look at Genocide Jack's case file. I know it was around here somewhere. Huh? It's gone. Did someone take it out of the archive? But the only one who would do something like that... I can't think of anyone but Byakuya. Are we ready?
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's the moment you've all been waiting for! The class trial! You remember where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
Hype time for the class trial. I'm excited. Are you excited? Begin the class trial, or... It's about to begin. The red door is just right through here. Time to yell and call people wrong. So, is everyone ready to... What? Am I blind or are we missing someone? BRB, gotta go buy something? Good luck with the trial. Okay, Eviolite. We'll see you when you get back, if you come back.
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here.
Huh?
And Toko is... You really don't remember?
Come on!
Kidding! I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie. I'll go ahead and drag her out here, kicking and screaming. One moment, please. And just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe he would drag a girl around. Terrible. You're terrible.
Phew.
So now everyone's here, right? Okay then. Let's go on to the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. You ready? We're doing this.
Well then.
I will uncover the villain who performed such heinous acts on a weaker individual. I don't know why the killer did what they did, but
Count on her.
I'm sure it'll work itself out. Justice always prevails, right, bro?
Shall we go?
Shall we begin?
Oh, very
Miss
sad.
Fujisaki. I admit, for being 3D, she was quite remarkable. Of course, just the idea of 3D makes me cringe.
Hey, come on.
Fucking Toko, man. What's got her so worked up? There is something odd about Toko's behavior. I do not think mere shock is enough to explain it. I guess I wasn't much help at all in this one. I gave you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you. We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
It's true.
Yes. Meow meow! Hi Neodata! Welcome in. I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked towards the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race, faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with heavy, clunking sounds, deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation, until finally, it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated! Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Very
Good, good. You're rip-raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
well.
Okay then, let's get this show on the road.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Everyone, please find your assigned seats.
And so, the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. We're gonna save this. Here. We are going to change something. I don't know exactly where it's at. Oh, nope. Maybe it is in the main menu. Hold on. Nope. Good night from you. Have a good night, Storms. You won again by doing nothing. Is the trial done? No, the trial is just we're getting ready. Set skills, we're not doing any. I'm trying to figure out. Okay. You left a different place to be here because
Let's
you weren't
begin
feeling it, you'll
with
be
a
honest.
basic explanation of the
Why
class trial.
is Neo
So,
also Neko?
your
What do you
votes
mean?
will determine the results.
What? What? Stream avatar. Neo is not also Neko. But also, Eviolite, why do you have a blank one? Let's see. Let's give you Ibuki. Cryo also doesn't have one. What the heck? Where? Okay, or his name is just sitting there. Hold up. There he is. Oh, his name's just stuck. Okay. You didn't know you were in the background this whole time. Also, you are now Iron Mouse. I guess it does kind of look like Iron Mouse. Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial, so your votes will determine the results.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off,
I feel like a kindergarten teacher, like, with all the kids at, like, running around at her feet with the stream avatars.
let's talk about the murder weapon!
Nico, welcome in. How was the rest of Classy's stream? That's because you're not active in the chat. Yeah, but I just respawned you and your name is still, like, stuck. First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. It made you feel dumb? Yikes.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
No, the weapon that was used to kill Chihiro must have been in the locker room. Let me see if maybe... Maybe now that we're here? Guess not. Eh.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
Why did it make you guys
It
feel
appears
dumb?
it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, that's wrong.
Hifumi's favorite anime character?
Can we
Yeah.
agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
We're trying to craft something you could... Oh, no. You know, I've been having that problem with one of the games I've been playing recently, Bandletale, and it's been really frustrating.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Who is my favorite character in all 3 games, dead or alive? I've already told you guys. It's Celeste. From this game. Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Let's hear about it. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth billets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obsolete obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the right mouse button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you have your silencer out. You don't misunderstand. One character from all 3 games. What do you mean? I'm telling you my favorite character from any Danganronpa game is Celeste. She's in this one. She's my favorite. You want somebody from... There's no single character that's in every game. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In which case, you can forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. You like Celeste in the first game, so who's my favorite in game 2 and 3? Ooh, well, how about I tell you guys when we get to games 2 and 3, and 1.5. Well then, good luck, and have fun. Yeah, Ultra Despair Girls.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is!
Yeah, Ultra Despair Girls, it's the next game in the series. The evidence that shows Genocide Jack is related to the case, it has to be.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, Ultra Despair Girls is actually more like a shooter. We're gonna have a lot of fun with that one, I promise.
Might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be 2 defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
It's a shooter game, so does it have more traditional boss battles? There you go, Neo.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
Technically, yeah, you could call them boss battles.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know, is how the victim was positioned. Good time to come back.
Apparently, in
Turn
every
the
Genocide
stream back
Jack
on to
case,
boob
the
lust.
killer suspends the body in a certain way.
I mean, I feel it though.
Other than the killer, The only people
I
who
know you
know
don't
about
like
this
Celeste.
are the
It's okay,
higher-ups
hon.
in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way.
You know, technically, that means Danganronpa is a boss rush game. A boss rush visual novel?
So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it?
Right, Eviolite? You're interested in boob laws?
There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
Me, Neo, and fanfic are united under boob lust. Now, me too, Eviolite, me too. Boob lust is very common. Ask a man about it today. You can ask a woman about it too. You're more of booty lust. Interesting, Neo.
You lie!
What?
You can't say the whole reason why, but one reason is because she has a superiority complex. Yeah, I know. The girl's gonna break. Girl's gonna break.
Okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
It does seem like a riddle in a way, but I feel like I can just about see it. Genocide Jack is Toko, but isn't Toko. What does it mean? The way that they did this one would not have flown. Because it's not the same thing.
Now I understand.
Oh yes, bloodophobia, totally real.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
You lust for hugs and being told you're good enough? Wing it. Based.
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that
Schizo
she has
is
a split
derogatory,
personality.
yeah. Bloodophobia would be hemophobia, yeah, indeed, Eviolite. Yeah, no, and I agree that this was a sign of times and bad translation and a bad choice of what was put here, and that's why I'm saying, you know, I don't agree with the wording that they used there, but I knew that that was the word they used there because I've played it before. The one thing that shows Toko could have a split personality, it has to do with her behavior.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine, yeah. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back, a top ending and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different. Damn, she is really excited to see a dead body. Yeah, we can't fix a nearly 11-year-old. Oh my god, Neo, ouch. It's old.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer, drive out the murderous fiend. Byakuya would totally be canceled so fast nowadays, right? Toko's kind of growing on you. See, I told you Toko would grow on you. That's why she's my second favorite character.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak
Can
attitude.
we vote him off? It's
Isn't
not worth
that
living
right,
if Byakuya
Toko?
gets to live. So if we vote him off and he's not the killer, we all die.
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
Wing it.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
Man, now that you think of it, because of the third, it would be canceled. Yeah, no, this...
What?
This game has so many cancel moments.
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
The few for the many. Jeez, Cryo.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale.
Brain aneurysm at this point.
Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry. Never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again. You're done
You
editing,
said
Cherry?
If I kept
Nice.
my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
Knowing what you know, hearing him say this junk makes me hate Byakuya a lot. Yeah, I feel it. Gah!
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't...
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom. But in the next second... Okay, you're starting to have an aura. Have a good night, Nico. Get some rest. He is made to be hated. Yeah, you're right. Oh, Toko, dear.
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
What the heck?
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality!
You wonder how she gets her tongue so long? Yeah, we'll talk about it later, Neo.
So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie.
That's not the questions we should ask. Just accept the reality. Do you mean like, okay? It's a question about her control over Jill. Yeah, Neo. We'll talk about it later. What that thing do? Well, that is the ultimate serial killer, Cherry.
Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation.
What that tongue
are
do?
your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless!
The 16th student, the ultimate serial killer. Hey, Neo.
I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed.
Jill is more tame Joker, whereas Batman? Interesting.
Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself
Donald
exposed.
Trumpet. Fun fact, Mondo. Hey! Whoa. Yeah, we need, you're getting timed out, dude. I'm on it. Sorry, guys. Oh, lovely.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting.
His hair looks like corn. You know what Aloe would say? I fucking love corn! If you haven't been over there yet, you know, make sure you go check out Aloe. She's streaming more of Bowser's Inside Story.
But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the
You
culprit.
think Jill might have killed some people? Just a theory?
Huh? But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
A game theory. Thanks for watching. No, I get it. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all this.
Sorry, Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
Now you're curious. You wonder if you can't actually find a good fun fact.
Give it up. You killed her.
Is Genocide Jack really the killer? I feel like something doesn't match up.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
Ah, I need to work on doing that.
Give it up. You killed her.
Yes, that's true. Danganronpa does indeed translate to bullet controversy.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, that's wrong. Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases
You have a
and
Celeste
this
fun
one.
fact, but it's a minor spoiler. Neo, why don't you message me at first, and I'll let you know whether you can put that one down. Mondo has a soft spot for dogs. True.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that, in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Okay. There's one clear difference between the murders. The victim's fatal injury.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different.
You can tell the first part, but not the second
In the Genocide
part.
Jack murders, all the victims were killed
Should
the
you
same
stream
way.
Fortnite or DVD? I mean, that's up to what you want to play, isn't it?
According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Okay, well then go play Fortnite. Have fun.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Yeah, Celeste has a cat. Yes, yes. You can say that part. You can say the name. Oh yeah, Byakuya is fluent in French. You can say the name of the cat. Just don't say the last bit.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended.
I got it! Do you remember
That
what the
reminds you of all
killer
the
used
pizza
to
combos?
suspend her?
Yeah, I love the cat's name.
They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, In all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
The Killigeti. That's why Monsieur Byakuya is so pretentious. Oui, oui. She killed them by making them into pizza. I think she killed them by making them into pasta, but okay.
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement.
That's a little bit for a further on game, though, Neo.
Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Let's see. There was a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it? I think I figured it out. She couldn't have killed Chihiro because Chihiro was a girl.
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Neo, are you okay?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Ken Harada, 32. Tetsuhiro Honda, 17. Shoji Gaku, 23. Kano Isai, 14. Takeshi Yoshida, 30. Komatsuna Taro, Takafumi Gono, Ushida Naohita, Takeshi Masamune, Yuto Yumijima. There was no end to it.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged man-madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it.
You're now snacking on mini bacon, mushroom, and cheese dogs. King Ceres. Unbound God. Send me food, damn it!
It's a different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any
You guys ready for
scissors in the
this?
school?
You guys ready for this? You guys ready for this? You need to become a chef. The closest way to a girl's heart is her stomach.
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Why does she give off Harley Quinn vibes? She's supposed to.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, I love her.
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? wrong, you can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous
You really
villain
see?
really
I
be
told
innocent?
you, Eviolite. I told you. She's a good character.
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal, and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There is one person. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it?
Maybe you'll like her more because of Despair Girls. Yeah, she is. Yep. Shut up, Neko. You're right, but shut up. Nah, I don't think I will.
You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records.
Exactly, that's not very nice. Let me chat as much as I please. Thank you.
Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it! The adorable glasses man was behind it all! Oh, I'm on fire!
That face.
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There was a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Next, we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. The memorized phrase can be only shot once as a single truth bullet. It's strange because you will get shot to death. Interesting. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to use a flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits, won't you? Anyone guess what, Cryo? In this case, though, I will say that if you don't use the flashback, you won't be refuting anything. This would have been a chance to let chat guess. We already had a troll in here, hun. I had to time somebody out for a whole day, so... You think Sakura did it? She likes dumbbells. Neo. Interesting. Catnip! Numma numma numma, thank you. You already know who it is, Advanced Warrior? Well then, here we go.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kinda weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room, you absolutely
take it.
That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Pervert, yeah, pervert. I know you are, Neo. It's okay. Hearing Byakuya's comment about Chihiro being a girl, I realized there's a clear contradiction there. I need to make that contradiction clear. Right, Cherry?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kinda weird before we found the body.
Sorry. Oh no, I actually messed up. It's the other way around.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kinda weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it. That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro.
No, that's wrong. I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with it.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents.
By what principle, Byakuya? Are you the judge? I thought that was Monokuma. Indeed.
The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Advanced Warrior going nuts for Kyoko again. You're gonna protect her? The differences between this case and the other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there? What could it be? Uh-oh. Our character's just poofing again. Lovely.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right. It absolutely was.
Then
Go
there
for the
must
other
be
choice
something
just to mess with
very
Advance.
fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
Oh, we can't do that, Cherry. The proof that Byakuya did it is hidden within the rope? I guess it's possible, but first... The item she had been bound with was used like a rope, but was it actually a rope?
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with...
Podcast mode.
It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right. It absolutely was.
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No, No, that's wrong.
Oh, no, we'll definitely be doing that, Neo.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before.
Stream avatars. Why do you hate me tonight? We're gonna let it rest again.
Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Then Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
Did you find... Do I like pixel art? Yes, I do like pixel art.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I'm fairly certain Cryo also likes pixel art.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still. There's something
He's at
that's
work,
still
Neo. I don't
bothering
know that he'll be able to look.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Are they really ignoring Jill right now? Well, it's already been determined Jill didn't do it. Wait, what was that just now? Something's not right. Byakuya's remarks right now, there's something in there that concerns me. That'd be the scene of the crime.
I got it! You say you
I
killed
know,
Chihiro in
but
the
she didn't
girls'
kill
locker
her.
room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up till now. Maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else. Why is Byakuya digging his own grave?
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Is he trying to kamikaze?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. I need to focus on those things that got switched.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Kane's birthday is July 15th. That's one day before yours. Interesting.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
Yeah, Cryo likes art.
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Your birthday's soon, Sherry? Wonder what you'll post?
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet.
Yeoman, thanks for the lurks.
But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible.
What do you want to
think?
do for your birthday, Neo? What do you want to do?
What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook
There's everybody.
across the card reader device. But
You're
Chihiro's
currently wanting to
handbook
make a side
should have
series for
only
your
allowed
channel
her
as the Murder
access to the
Mystery
girls'
Minecraft
locker
series.
room.
Sounds interesting.
She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
Shorter than your current 1 hour playthroughs.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Rip Chihiro, indeed, Haylander. Welcome in.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it!
I think we're talking about the Murder Mystery Minecraft.
She was the ultimate programmer, after all.
Because it doesn't, I'm sorry.
I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it.
Honestly, I've already had so many problems with the thing.
Huh?
Tonight.
What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
I'm just going for it.
No,
Sorry.
stop.
Normally I let it go through, but...
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
You don't know about Eviolite? You need to build the next areas, and you need to reread what you were writing again to make the story.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Yeah, same.
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room, and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do. You're planning on doing 6 episodes for one mystery? Sounds interesting.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the... You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off, with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was...
The girls' locker room?
Plus, you kind of want to make an entire city rather than the order you have it in now to use it consistently and not have to figure out the correct order. Interesting.
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want me to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do
Cherry,
it.
it's okay.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
That's not it at all. Stop.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine the body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
Jerry.
What?
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
It has.
Oh, what?
Oh?
You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
You have no idea how hard it was not to call him by male pro. I know, I've been doing it the whole time. Sad to know the cute femboy died. There were so many times I had to like pause and like make sure I was calling Chihiro her. You knew this?
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, no, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone,
Not the
huh?
femboy. No.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial.
Sad day indeed, Eviolite.
We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Despite what you might think, Monokuma isn't a panda. You're really glad you're not a femboy? Well, you know, to each their own.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
You would be a fat femboy?
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Chihiro wasn't trans, though.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Yeah, true.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
You want a girlfriend, Neo? You want a
He just
femboy
seems to be
boyfriend,
too
Cherry?
easygoing about all
Interesting.
this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery.
You want either?
The way he's acting, it makes it
Fair.
seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too
Of any
how can I
variety,
put it?
but preferably one that's into
overt.
video games?
He consciously chose to
That's
use
the way to
the
go.
extension cord.
It really is.
Knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to
Femboys
alter
are hot. Boys knows what guy they want in a
Are
girl,
you
and they are a
fucking
boy
with us right
themselves.
now?
Fair. Fair.
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My
If you got a
reasons
gamer
hardly matter
girlfriend,
right
at
now.
least you wouldn't have to put up with
Uncovering
you
the
play the
culprit
Switch more
is
than you
much
pay
more
attention to me.
important, wouldn't you
She'll join
say?
in the yeah. That's how Cryo
Now
and I
then,
are.
If it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer's a guy.
I got it!
You think this game pushed it to make you like Kyoko? Maybe. Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find more clues.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the boots.
All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer! And only the killer! And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in.
You also like
Game
Sakura.
over,
Sakura's
man.
pretty great.
Game over!
I can just imagine Sakura in like a sundress.
Game over!
Absolutely. That's peak. Not only do we have no info on the killer, but nobody even saw the victim before he died. But is that actually true?
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Look at Celeste's boots.
Clues
Yeah,
are
no, I
one
like
thing,
boots.
But did nobody get a look at the killer?
I was one of those girls that had a
I'm
pair
sure
of
if someone saw
knee-high
the killer,
Converse in
they
high
would have
school.
said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
No, that's wrong.
Girls who can rock a sundress, dang man, you trying to make me feel part.
I believe someone else did see
To
the
be
victim
fair, you're just
before
saying
he
you
was
like the
murdered.
characters, but they are
What
high
do you think,
schoolers, nothing
Celeste?
past liking the character. I'm just saying that she'd be beautiful in a sundress. I didn't say anything further than that.
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Advanced Warrior.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track
You were
jacket
talking about
into
random
a duffel
girls, not high
bag.
schoolers. That's fair.
And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
Maybe a college girl, though. Higher
It
grade
seems
one.
likely
Fair.
that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
A cute yellow sundress with a sun hat on, flats, and a nice picnic. Yeah. Cryo, you listening? Not that I want to go outside.
What a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
Based. Wing it based.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
You love the shocked faces. Yeah.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
No. You've been thinking of date locations since you were 12. Puberty hit you hard.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
You are. Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow, it's really hard to believe.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
It's unfortunately spoilers for me to tell you anything about that, Advanced Warrior.
The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit, personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
Of course I'm lurking Aloe's stream,
what he
Cherry.
just said without even realizing it?
Are you saying there's something off about what someone just said?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask...
Hold on, let me just double check this.
Why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as...
No, that's wrong!
Although your voice seems to hate you, ain't no deeper or nothing, just weak and low. You've been told you're hard to listen to.
Hold on a
just
second,
speak
Mondo.
low, and you know that doesn't
What did
help
you
with
just say?
self-confidence. It's also probably another reason why you guys can't hear me too well in your videos. Gotta go cook rice. Have fun cooking rice, Eviolite. Neo, you know that there are, like, projection stuff that you can actually work on? A lot of, like, singers and actors and actresses do it. You might want to try looking into some projection exercises to try and help.
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
Ugh, rice. Disgusting.
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Did you get a shrimp to fry it? I can't eat shrimp either. Catnip! Thank you for the catnip. Num num.
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was...
Oh, Neo. I'm sorry. People suck.
is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility! Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. You're back for the viewing? Woo woo! That your voice is hoarse and junky, you weren't talking as much as you should have been? That's rough. Did you miss anything in chat? Nothing too big. Just the normal
when
rights
Celeste
debate.
noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said
there's
what you
some
did.
pixel art in the art channel of the Neko Discord server. The Nekoland Discord server.
Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit.
The only one who knows and has the power to make you talk is your best friend, who once gave you the single most amazing compliments you've ever heard, like you have a contagious laugh. Don't be in your depression. Aw.
That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
The way he talked.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on
somebody
that,
caught this,
it occurred to me that Mondo
think
knew
it might have been
something we didn't.
Eviolite.
Did you notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
She figured the laugh is happy too. That's cool, Neo. I'm glad you have a cool memory like that.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
Yeah, a little bit.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
You found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to Chihiro.
We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right, they're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
You're getting mad trolled in your stream? Yikes.
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then...
Uh-oh. Neo. You going... Here, Neo. Hold on. Go troll. Troll away. I'm not there to, mod for him right now.
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy
You were
it,
joking?
that
Aw.
would be
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break! I
Love
flippin'
and
knew
hate
it!
Monokuma? Fair.
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
Which is why I was checking the sauna earlier, because I thought that we had to find it.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna,
Science class with Monokuma.
then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by act?
What if the killer took their own
sorry.
handbook into the sauna, not knowing
The,
its
the top
weakness,
10 video
and it
again?
broke?
Yeah, wing it. Right. We'll make sure to watch that again on Thursday. Guys better tune in.
They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
Yes, that top 10 video, Advanced
I might know
Warriors.
someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Uh-oh, guys, who took their handbook into the sauna? Really, it could have only been one person.
Here's my
Can't
answer.
view the art connection too poor? Okay, I'll text it to
Mondo,
you later, Cryo.
Your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets.
Bro, Jill finna kill everybody after
And
this?
when it was all
nah,
over,
Cherry, nah,
Mondo
nah.
discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
Right?
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Even I don't want to believe Mondo might have actually killed someone. But I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Here we go.
Let's test if what he says.
You broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo, then that proves that.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, that's wrong. Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's. Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch! What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong!
Oh.
You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse with a duffel bag and... there's something everyone has that you need to get into the locker rooms. Which locker room did Chihiro go into? You just stole some cookies from a Ziploc bag on the counter in your kitchen. Neo? Are you okay? Hey guys, remember I said that we were gonna see this very soon? The weapon the killer used was... as the murder took place, some blood spattered onto something. To disguise the truth, the killer switched around the carpet as well as something else. Oh, maybe we need to, which locker room did the killer move to? The killer took something from the other locker room and put it in here. What was it that Byakuya brought to the murder scene? Byakuya used stuff to disguise it. Hold on. The killer went to... what happened to it? It broke. I want to go back and just make sure that this is right here.
Here's exactly what
I guess we're going with it. I hope I put these in right.
Let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
Yikes, Neo.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Yeah. I thought that was the wrong one. I was going back to fix it and accidentally clicked the button to accept it. It should be that one.
The killer is you! With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
You read somewhere that the only unrealistic thing is how they say his pronouns repeatedly so easily after calling him female pronouns.
A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course.
For this time period, I agree with that.
But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
Kinda, yeah, Advanced Warrior.
And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
What do you want, Neo Data?
And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer,
fuck
having
Byakuya
already
for that.
disposed of Chihiro's bag
And
and
not in
other
a good
belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget.
Specifically down and you have to hide all the time and you can
Somehow,
randomly.
the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna.
Slenderman Godzilla? What?
And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Arata?
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence? You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
All I have to do is check that one item of his and everything will become clear. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. Let's talk about a bit about fever time and nega time.
During a bullet time battle, if you press the space key, Fever Time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push anything however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out. So make the best possible use of your time. Hey! What's this? What is this? Globin raid. Hello? Hello? Ah! You guys ended before me! Ah! I was really hurrying this time too! Like, ah! I wanted to raid you! Gosh darn it. Well, you know, I am still happy to see you guys. Welcome in. Even so, yeah, you've been here. Then just don't hurt. I'll get your my chance tomorrow. Okay. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got access to special time. So we've also prepared something called Negatime that your opponent can use. If the opponent uses Negatime during the bullet time battle, you feel like I do a stream on Thursdays. I do! I stream every day of the week, Neo. But this one's Infinite Dream. You guys should totally play Infinite Dream on itch.io. I only put the sound effects on for the Infinite Dream stream, so but you know. Hey Snowy, welcome in. If you haven't been over to Aloe's channel, please show her some love. Go check out the commissions page and go check out Infinite Dream, which we play on Thursdays. How was your stream? I was kind of like there the whole time, even though I can't like really participate. I think I did some Cloudbot stuff and made sure you knew I was there, rooting for you. Anywho, if the opponent activates Negatime during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate Fever Time at this point, no, never mind. I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. How long would my Thursday stream be? It's usually pretty long. I like to go until like I'm exhausted on Thursdays because it's such a good game. Unsurprisingly, if your action's set to dental, the opponent won't use Negatime. Well then, let's go! Oh, poor Taka.
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! You're corrupt! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence!
This should prove it!
There we go. Yeah, we are basically at the end of the main story, aren't we, Aloe? But we're gonna go through it and get the alternate ending.
So far is right.
A lot of cool moments this session. Oh, I gotta go back and watch them. Interesting how he's the one defending. Yeah. God tier the pin. Yeah, no, I had to use it at the end there, but
Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's.
Mario and Luigi is always a good time. You know, I've actually never played the game. So part of me is like, I want to go watch Aloe's. And part of me is like, I kind of want to play this. It looks like fun. The number of like vor and feeder jokes I could make.
In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now.
Mario and Luigi is always a good time. Oh, I read that already. I know. I never played I never played any Mario and Luigi game.
Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
Wait until Dream Team. That one is awesome. I kind of flubbed at the end there. A? Still getting an A? Yes!
Bro, what are you saying?
Did we all dance?
I got no
just then?
choice, man.
Is that why we were all like staring
After hearing
at the
all
screen?
that, I gotta just give up.
Yeah. More coins to gamble with.
Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with.
You kind of feel bad with this music. A straight A student who's only a little bit straight.
Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around?
Poor Taka, indeed.
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
No, I love it. It's so perfect. I've said it a couple of times tonight, but Aloe also made the new stream avatar I have. Uh-oh. Well, this time looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mono. Poor...
Unbelievable.
In case you were worrying, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close into the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful.
What?
I refuse to believe it. There's no way. No way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? 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 Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mono's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf. Neo! Neo, no, Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that.
Actually,
the story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward the text. We're gonna hear it though. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now, nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. Oh, oof, Cryo. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak, 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 weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. Which, of course, included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone else find out, no matter the cost. If that were revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, and the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust in such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about it right now. Galooper, hello, welcome in.
But...
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. I know, poor Chihiro. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the thread of discovery to motivate him to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. Bring in the run of the family. I feel deep for this. This is the worst, man. Chihiro really wanted to improve himself and then blah. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yeah, it sure was! The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Got it, never improve anything about my life. Right, wing it, gosh. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Huh? Did what he did? You mean, that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Chihiro was so good-hearted too, reminds me...
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep a secret?
Because...
if everyone knew he'd be killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Oh, Oh, Advanced Warrior. It's almost over. We're actually almost to the end of the chapter, so. He tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed? Why? Why would he do that? Advanced Warrior, I can totally understand that. So why? Why did you? Because, no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your own embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible! Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone.
You're wrong!
It's impossible!
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Yeah, I do. The game won't finish itself, exactly. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Wada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever even got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Which is why...
I
gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. I am not getting something. There we go. Yeah. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey, kid. The rest is up to you. No matter what,
You gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's the team, you and me, put together. It's a promise between men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to the kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to leave the team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I'm
strong.
Yeah.
Strong. And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely, hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, it would have been for nothing. So that's why Mondo. After what I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with all kinds of fuzzy uneasiness, and I just started swirling around. I'd never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Neo! Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
'Cause I mean, you kept the secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right. But...
I want to change.
You mean like a pizza or something? I've wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong? Are you fucking with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
I just really admire you.
I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I am strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than Daya. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand. I was just staring down at him, down on the ground. Hey!
I killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past. For a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? 'Cause I sure don't. You bastard! Just shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead. Say that again. I dare you.
Yep.
Okay. I'll say it as many times as I want, is what I want to say. But unfortunately, I can't do that right now, because the time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now,
That's what I promised you, right? The bracken that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Iwata, the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I said wait!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Here we go. Neo. Oh, Advanced Warrior, I'm sorry. Hence the reason I was yelling at Neo for all the butter comments. Laugh at the dead, and your soul will forever be at peace. It can't be. My brother. Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going bad. Hush, hush. Maybe I'll just let it happen. Pants Warrior. Guess you could say that really churned things around. As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But he, of course he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game. Byakuya?
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that? Again, one of your friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response. Except that...
However...
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mundo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. You bet that butter has a hint of... Oh my god! Although I seem to remember a couple of butter slices landing on... Yeah, no, it used to definitely have the butter slices on the pancake stack. How long did they know each other before they considered each other as friends? Advanced Warrior, they had that whole sauna scene, remember? Yeah, it's about 2 weeks. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule, too? That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it. I did make the joke earlier that Mondo was... Because, like... He said something really smooth, and I said, oh, he's smooth like butter. And I knew it was going to sail over most of your heads, but I did make that joke last week. The rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it. Yeah. How dare you?
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse.
What?
What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. Didn't have the slightest idea I'd seen him.
Well...
So, you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. You could say the taco was really buttered up by Mondo. And something cows. Oh boy. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up.
I see.
So, after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene.
But...
Damn, man. If we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course. Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did, and I was able to perform an interesting experiment. Once I do decide to become the Blackened, I now know who I have to watch out for. What?
Correct.
You guess Mondo was a criminal undercover? Or do you mean a criminal undercover? So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next. You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn. What do you mean?
Huh?
Mean? Mean? Mean?
What the heck?
Mean. Good grief. I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever. It doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh,
The noble son of a noble family. Surely you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Tsukami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up.
So cool! It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you! I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Byakuya now knowing who to look out for, right? Monokuma's laughter pealed across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue. Because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away!
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
Ooh. My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but... Super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied! Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Monokuma's measurements are bare, very bare. The ace in the hole is the, something. You don't want to watch this anymore, but holy fuck, it's like a car wreck. You can't stop looking. Can't stop watching. Okay. And we're gonna end it here. Nope, we're not even gonna do this. So, you're gonna miss Chihiro a lot? Yeah. Yeah, she was great, wasn't she? How are we feeling? I know that that was like a rough one, huh? I know that that one is a big how are we feeling with our feels, right? Am I Monokuma? No, I'm not Monokuma. I'm sorry. Don't worry, Taka will miss Mondo a lot. Oh. Oh, guys. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. 2 tragic backstories, 2 deaths. Yeah, I know. It's a lot, isn't it? Alright, I think I've got some place for us to go raid. Something a little more, encouraging. So we're gonna go on a little raid. Aloe, are you still here, or did you go? I think they might have left. Yeah, we're just gonna go on a raid. And they are doing a Twilight Princess 3-heart challenge. So we can head on over there. And I still haven't decided what I'm doing tomorrow night for stream, but there will be something. So until next time, bye!